Good morning, everybody. We're here for your morning Pilates routine and strengthening. And we're covering my major muscles today, focusing on the core, focusing on posture and alignment. We use a little bit of equipment. We've got a soft Pilates ball. You can buy those fairly easily online, but if you don't have a ball, feel free to grab a bath towel and just roll it up as many times as fold it a lot and use the bath towel instead. We are also going to use our long Pilates, not really Pilates, you can use it for anything, resistance band. So grab a resistance band if you have one at home. If you don't happen to have one, just go through the motions for those exercises. Okay, we're going to start standing at the end of the mat, and just do a little posture check. Just have a look at your feet. Toes should be, make sure just one foot isn't in front of the other, toes and heels in a line, and feet about hip width apart. And then just rock forward and back from the balls of the feet to your heels. And settle somewhere in the middle, start drawing in the abdominals. So lifting the abdominals, pulling the belly button in, activate the glutes at the backs of the legs, and lift your kneecaps, the quad muscles at the fronts of your legs. Take a deep breath in, reach your arms up. And then as you breathe out, come up onto your toes, just floating nice and tall, reaching through the fingertips, reaching through the neck. And then reach your arms out to the side as you drop your heels down to the mat, chin to the chest, and roll all the way down over the legs. Just now up the back, stretching into the backs of the legs. I want you to bend your knees, rest your chest on top of your knees. You're going to come into a really low squat. Place your hands on the mat, and then breathe out. Try to get the legs as straight as you can. Now bend the knees once again. Rest your chest on top of the knees into that low squat. This time we're going to take the hands behind the ankles, so wrap them around the backs of your legs, and then straighten out the legs from there. Let the head hang. One more time, bend the knees, get those hips low, thighs are parallel to the floor, and then breathe out, straightening the legs up. And then with the next bend, we get the hands back to the mat and walk forward, coming out into a high plank. Lift your head, slide your shoulders down the back, squeeze those glutes again, and then breathe in, tap your knees down, breathe out, lift them up. Inhale, tap, exhale, lift. 4 more. Hips should stay level with your shoulders. So you're going to roll forward onto the tips of the toes, the very tips of the toes to get the knees down. Last 2, and lift. 1 more, lift up and hold. Now I want you to walk your feet a little closer together so your ankles are touching, your heels are touching, and really squeeze your inner thighs so your legs are really strong, squeezing together. Now I'm going to take your right hand, tap your left shoulder, left hand to the right shoulder. Try to reduce the movement through the hips as you tap the shoulders. Good. Stay there for 6, 5. There will be some natural swing of the hips. But we're trying to keep the core strong. Try to keep that squeeze between the inner thighs. Last 2 and 1. Back to your plank. Hold here. Step your feet a little bit apart so they're hip width apart. Lift your hips up. Press into your heels. Try to really dig those heels down into the mat. Pressing the hands away. And then walk your hands back to your feet. Bend the knees, round the spine, and enjoy that stretch as you roll yourself back up. Shoulders and head come up last. Inhale, arms go up to the ceiling. And exhale, we come back up into your balance. Shoulders down, rib cage down, tilt the pelvis slightly so your tailbone is pointing down towards the floor. And reach your arms out to the side, drop your heels down, and lace your fingers together behind your back. Lift the arms, lift your chest, inhale. And then as you exhale, drop the arms away from the body, drop the chest down over the knees, and nod your head. Good. Now release the hands and drop them down to the mat. Bend your knees once again and walk forward into your second plank variation. Breathing out as you come forward. Lift the head, slide the shoulders down. We're going to lift the left leg up and reach it high to the ceiling. Breathe out, drop that left knee to your right elbow. Try to connect to the elbow. And lift the toe high to the ceiling. Think about your supporting leg. Try to keep that knee straight. And then last one. Lift and lower. And then back to your plank. Right leg up. Lift that right toe up to the ceiling. Drop the knee under the body to the left elbow. 3 more. Lift. Again, that left leg, your supporting leg should be straight. Last 2. And bend. And 1. And bend. Back to your plank. Into your downward dog stretch. Press into your heels. And then walk your hands back to your feet. Bend the knees, round the spine, roll all the way up. And once your shoulders and head come up, I want you to circle your shoulders back. 2 circles back. Then 2 circles forward. Good, then slide your hands down your sides, drop your chin once again, spread your toes as you're rolling down. I want you to nod the head as you're coming down to the mat, and then again, shake your head side to side, just really relax the neck, and just move your shoulders around a little bit, just draw little circles with your shoulders, and then reverse your circles. Good, now bend the knees, get your hands to the mat, walk forward, breathing out, into that plank. And we're going to finish our planks with push-ups. So try to pull your elbows in tight to the sides of the rib cage. Exhale, press the mat away. Hips, shoulders, head coming down in one line. Option to modify by dropping your knees down. Let's stay here for 4 and 3. Look off the end of the mat and let the head hang. 2. Last 1. Up and hold. Stay there for 4, 3, 2, 1. Then drop your knees and sit back. Stretch your arms, rest your head. Great, let's flip around onto your back. And I want you to lift your knees up to tabletop. And we're going to place the ball between your knees. Knees right above the hips, point your ribs down towards your hips. Draw your abdominals in. Shoulders, lift your head and pump the arms. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. Breathe in. Now let's try to stretch the legs out. Squeeze that ball tight. Look towards the abdominals. Draw the belly button down. Lift the pelvic floor. And again, the bigger the movement with the arms, the more the abdominals are going to have to stabilize. Work a little harder. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and out. Let's aim for 4 more breaths. Try to get the shoulders really high up off the mat. So you can drop the legs down 1 click, but if you feel like you're losing that control or it's getting into the back, draw the knees in. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4. Last one. Breathing in for 4 beats. And out. 2, 3, 4. Great. Take the shoulders down. Take the ball away. Hug your knees and turn your head side to side just to stretch the neck. And then take your hands behind your head, elbows wide. We're going to breathe out, peel the shoulders up, stretch your legs long, and turn your toes out. So your inner thighs are really zipped together, heels touching. There's a V between your heels. And then lower your right leg down for 2. Exhale, lift it up for 2. Click the heels, lower your left leg down for 2. Exhale, lift up for 2. Again, touch the heels 1 more time. Right leg down, shoulders stay high. Right leg up, left leg down, and up. Great, shoulders down, knees in. We're gonna do that 1 more time. Prepare with a big breath in and then breathe out, shoulders up, legs long, turn the toes up, inner thighs zip together, quads lifting up. So lift those kneecaps, right leg goes down, almost to the mat without touching. Exhale, lift, touch the heels, left leg goes down, lengthening that toe, lengthening that leg as that leg drops down. 1 more time each side. Exhale as you lower and lift, in and out. Good. Drop the shoulders, draw your knees in, and just circle those knees around, massaging out your lower back. Great. Now hug your right knee into your chest, extend your left leg long, lift your head, lift your shoulders, scoop the belly button in, lower back into the mat. Switch legs. Strong exhale with each knee pull. Stay here for 6, 5, 4, 3. Try to touch the toe of the bent knee to the inside of your straight leg. Last 2 and 1. Now pull both knees in, hands come behind the head, go into our crisscross, elbow touches the opposite knee, toe of that bent leg, again, still touching the inside of your straight leg. So 2 points of contact there, stay there. 8, 7, get the shoulders high up off the mat. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pull both knees in, keep your shoulders up, and we're gonna go straight into our double leg stretch. Both arms, both legs. Feet together, knees together, no daylight between those legs. Legs are completely zipped tight. Stay there for 5 and 4. Use the breath. Scoop the belly button in. Weight of the head forward unless that neck is starting to strain, then you can drop the head down. Last 2 and 1. Great. Head down, knees in. Take a deep breath. And then place your hands on the mat along the sides of your hips. I want you to press into your hands. We're going to lift the feet slightly. And we're going to roll your knees into your chest, getting the tailbone and your lower back up off the mat. So lift and then lower. Extend the legs out and in. Head stays down. Knees to chest, roll it down, extend and bend. Let's go for 5 more. And lower, breathe out. And in, exhale to lift. Inhale to lower with control. Breathe out to extend. Breathe in to bend. Again, lift, lower, out. Use the arms, use the upper body. Control it as you roll back down. Last 2. Again, remember, head stays on the mat. And out. And last one, lift, lower, extend, and bend. Just hug your knees into your chest, a little bit of movement side to side. Yeah. And lift your knees up to tabletop. I want you to wrap your hands across the sides of the waist. Pull the sides of your waist together. Give me a really big pelvic floor lift. So I want that perineum really lifting up into the body, sit bones drawing together. Lower your right toe down to the mat. Hold it there. Take a sip of breath. Lower your left toe down to the mat. Both toes touching the mat with no weight in them. Exhale, lift your right knee up. A little sip of breath, and then lift your left knee up. Now let's take the hands away and just rest your hands on top of your thumbs. I want your thumbs at the lowest rib. Try to pull those ribs down. Your pinkies kind of reaching just inside your hip bones. Make sure those muscles are tight. And the heels of your palms almost pushing the sides of your waist together. Just maintaining that neutral spine, little gap under the lower back as we cycle through these legs. 1 down, 2 down, 1 up, the other one up. I'm going to switch the leading leg to your left. I'm going to switch the point of the toes to flex. So heel comes down, that left foot. Hands still resting across your abdominals. Nothing should be lifting. Everything needs to scoop in tight. Big ribs to hips, belly buttons in, pelvic floor. Really tight, lifting up from underneath. That's 2. And lift. 1 more, left heel down. Right heel comes down. Left knee up. Right knee up. Now lift your hands, point your toes, reach the right arm and left leg. Think about your rib cage again. Is that lowest back rib down on the mat? So even though we have our gap under the lower back, the whole of your rib cage should be pressing down into the mat. Just that little bit, those few vertebrae, maybe 3 vertebrae between your hip bones and that lowest rib are just making a little hill behind your lower back. Go 2 more each way. So 1 arm and 1 knee stay locked in place as the other arm and leg reach out. Keep the belly button in, keep the pelvic floor engaged, so don't lose that deep abdominal connection. Last one, come back to our dead bug position, and now I'm going to lift your toes up to the ceiling. Really stretch those toes as long as you can. Take a breath in. I'm going to reach the right arm and the left leg out to the side, opening out like pages of a book. Then close your book, left arm, right leg. So opposite arm and leg, and back, out. Now, if you need to modify this, if you really struggle to get the legs straight, you can soften the knees or bend the knees completely. And we try to keep the pelvis still, keep the shoulders really anchored down to the mat. 1 more time each way, out and back, stretching through those toes, out and back. Hold the back of the right calf, ideally not down here at the knee. Kind of hold up there at the calf, shoulders up, and then switch the legs. Stay here. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. No movement through the upper body, just the legs moving. Last 2 and 1. Take both legs back up. Take your hands behind your head. And now we turn. 8, 7. Elbows wide like you've got a broomstick behind your head. Last 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Both legs back together, still with the hands behind the head. We're going to hold the right leg with those hands. Drop the left leg down. Now pull the right leg away from your hands in towards your chest. 4 times. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Breathe into change. Chest up, shoulders relaxed. Pull for 4. If you need to, if your neck is straining, you can drop the head down to the mat. 1 more time each side. 4 pulls. 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one. Pulling for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take the shoulders back. Draw your knees in and circle the knees around. Good. Okay, I want you to grab your long band now and place that long band around your right foot. Point that heel up to the ceiling, flex the foot. Imagine you're balancing a teacup on the sole of that foot. So really try to get the legs straight, get the foot parallel to the floor, and inch your left leg, your standing leg, in towards your hips. Keep your elbows down in the mat. We're going to breathe out and lift the hips up. Inhale, lower them down. Exhale, lift and lower. Getting that nice stretch through the back of the hamstring on that right leg. Working our left leg. Stay there 6 more. Full range of motion up and down. Last 4, 3, 2, and we're going to hold the next one up. Now breathe out, lower the leg down, just past that left knee. Hands together so the band doesn't kind of slip along the side of that left knee. Stay here for 6. Exhale as you lower, inhale as you lift. Shoulders stay relaxed. Look down the body, pelvis should be level. And really try to dig into that left heel to get the hips a little higher. 2 more, down and up. Last one, low to high, and then drop your hips down. Now switch the legs. Left foot goes into your band, right foot down on the mat, shoulders sinking into the mat. Take a deep breath in, try to get that flexed foot, balancing the teacup on the sole of the foot. Lift your hips up, inhale down and up and down. Keep the waist narrow, keep the shoulders relaxed. Look down the body, check that the right knee is in line with your hip. It's not rolling out to the edge of your mat. Stay there for 4. Digging into that right heel. Last 2. Hold the last one up. Narrow the waist. Exhale, lower the leg down. Inhale, lift it back to the ceiling. Full range of motion, nice and slow. Down and up. Right knee still pulling in towards your center line. That band just slides along, just kind of almost grazing that right knee. 4 more. Keep the breath flowing. Check the shoulders. Check the pelvis is level. Last 2. And lift. And 1. Lift and hold. And then drop your hips down to the mat. Place both feet in your band. Cross your bands. You've got a little X between your feet and your hands. Try to have fairly equal lengths. You may need to adjust a little bit. We're trying to get the feet right into the middle of that band and then reach your arms behind you. So hopefully your band is long enough. If it's not, just have your hands a little more pointing up to the ceiling. We're going to breathe out, lower your legs. Breathe in to lift and back up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. 2 more here. Last one. Breathing out. And in. As the toes point up to the ceiling, we lift your head and we're going to roll the upper body up as the feet go down. Exhale, lift all the way up. Good. Now, hold your band short, close to your feet. Sit up as tall and straight as you can, shoulders away from the ears. So try to find a little bit of an arch through that lower back, from your ribs towards your hips, string out at the top of the head, and pull your elbows over, back and around. So the elbows are almost doing like a little semicircle. They pull away from the body. You still have that X between your feet and your body, so the band is crossed over. So you're pulling the bands apart and then wrapping the shoulder blades together behind your back while engaging your core muscles. Think that like there's a tight corset around your middle. Stay there for 4, 3, last 2, and 1. Now turn the palms down, just relax the shoulders. I want you to jiggle your legs a little bit and really get the backs of your knees down. Pull your toes in, then circle your elbows up, back, and around. Up and around for 3, 2, and 1. Reverse your circles. Let's go forward the other way. Just really mobilizing the shoulders, rolling them up and around. Last 2 and 1. Okay, take the band away. Feel free to grab a quick sip of water as we change position. We're going to come onto all 4s. So I want you to grab your ball and place your ball under your left knee. If you don't have a ball, remember you can use that towel. It's going to be a little more challenging with the ball, but a towel, what we're going for is just a little bit of instability. So we want that left leg, your standing leg, to be working, to stay still. Press your mat away, extend your right leg back, zip your belly button up and away, and then lift the right leg up. Squeeze the top of that leg. Inhale, lower, back down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. 6 more here. So go through some quick checks. Make sure your head isn't hanging down. Your spine isn't dropping down between your shoulder blades, making your shoulder blades pop up like wings. Really press the mat away, slightly pulling your hands apart. Pull your shoulder blades together. Make sure the lower back isn't drooping down towards the floor. Hold the next one up. Now bend the knee, fold your heel in towards your hip, and then extend the leg to the back wall. Bend and extend. So that leg's like a little accordion, folding in half and then stretching back out, bending in. What I don't want to see is this, dropping down and extending. The foot comes in line with the hip. The foot stays high. Stay there for 4, 3. Each time you're doing that full extension, really stretching that knee out. Last 2. Last 1, extend and hold. Now, swing that foot up to the ceiling, sole foot point to the ceiling, lift your ribs up into the back and pulse up from there. Imagine that teacup bouncing on your foot again. Try to hold it there. Stay there. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now drop the knee down towards that ball and then lift it up out to the side. I'm going to stay here for a 90-degree bend in the knee. Left leg still working to stay still on that ball. Stay here for 4 and 3. Last 2 and 1. Now extend the right leg back. We've got 2 more variations on that right side. First is just a simple out and in, drawing your rainbow with your toe. Out and back. Try to get the foot just off the edge of that mat. Keep the corset muscles tight around your middle. Think about narrowing the waist. Press into your fingertips to reduce the load on your wrists. Stay there for 3 and 2. Last one, the foot stays at the corner of the mat. We point the toe, rotate that leg outward, lift your quad muscle, lift the leg, leading with your pinky toe. Inhale down, exhale up. Last variation here, so make it strong. Stay here for 6. Squeeze that corner of your hip pocket, that side of the glute. Each time that leg goes up, get that squeeze at the top. Stay there for 3. Press the mat away. Think about your head and your upper body. Last one, we hold the leg up, hang there for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop the right knee. Push the ball out of the way. Sit back to stretch your arms and your shoulders. And then set up for the other side. Just give your circles a little, your wrist a little circle, just to work out any tension. Then the ball comes under your right knee. Hands under your shoulders. Extend your left leg back. Zip the belly button up and away. Press the mat away. Press into those fingertips. Lift the leg. Squeeze the top of that left leg, that glute. Find that definition in that muscle, that tone. As you lift and lower, look down and just check that that right knee is directly under your hip, on top of that ball or towel or just the mat if you have neither. And lift, left leg is locked out, no bend in the knee as you lift and lower, foot flexed. Last 2, hold the last one up. Now bend the knee, heel to hip, extend the leg. Bend and extend, really lift the back of that knee up towards the ceiling. Reach the sole of that foot to the back wall like you're trying to slam a door behind you. Stay there for 4 and 3. Last 2 and 1. Now hinge the knee. Sole of the foot points up to the ceiling. Lift your ribs up and away. Press them out away. Slightly point the hands apart and pulse up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the knee down. Now reach the knee out to the side and down. Just hinging that hip out. Knee stays bent 90 degrees. Stabilizing the supporting leg. Stay there for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Extend that leg back. Just take a little bit of weight off that ball if you need to. Shoulders down. Last 2 variations. Tap out and in, up and over, up and back. Core wrap tight around your middle. Stay there for 5 and 4. Make sure the spine isn't sinking between the shoulder blades. We're not winging those shoulder blades. Last 3, 2, hold the last one. Point your toe, turn the leg out, leading with that pinky toe. 8 lifts, squeezing at the top each time. Don't rush through them. 7 and 6, squeeze, release. 5, resist as it comes down. 4, 3, so it's much stronger on the upper body when you have that ball under the knee. Last 2, and hold the last one up for 6, 5, 4, go a little higher, a little longer. 2 and 1. Lower your left knee. Take all the way. Toes together, knees apart, and sit back onto your heels. Just slot your ribs between your knees with the knees towards the edges of your mat. And breathe. Now drag your hands back, kind of rolling through the spine until you're sitting up onto those heels. Wrap your hands behind the back, lift your arms, lift your chest. And then lace the fingers in front, round the shoulders. And then place the hands behind you, lean back, press into the tops of the feet to lift the hips up and look to the wall behind. Breathe in as you lower those hips back down, maybe bending the elbows if you want to go a little deeper into the stretch. But again, not forcing anything. If you have any injury or pain in your knee, lift the hips up, stretch into those quads at the fronts of the legs, and then drop the hips back down, a little bend of the elbows, and then knees come back together. We're going to come up to standing. So I want you to have your hands under your shoulders, lift your knees up, press into your heels, little downward dog stretch. As we do, walk your hands back, bend the knees, and ripple through the spine as you roll up, taking it in your own time. Good, pick up your band. And we're going to stand on the middle of your band. Feet should be together, ankles touching, knees touching. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see the position of my legs. I'm going to bend your knees and reach the hips behind you. So you can see my ears, shoulders, and hips are all in a line, but hinged forward. So I'm looking down towards the mat. I'm holding the full length of the band. You need a long band of this. Thumbs point up to the ceiling, and you reach the arms out and down. Lift and lower. So it's important that you integrate all of your muscles. So I've got my legs working, my knees are squeezing together, I've got my inner thighs working, my glutes are working, holding that low squat, core is strong, pelvic floor lifting, but your focus is your shoulders and your upper back. Keep lengthening from the top of the head right through the tip of your tailbone. Stay there 4 more. And 3, no movement through the spine, last 2. Hold the last one up, small circles back. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Just drop the hands, roll your shoulders back, roll them forward. We're going to do 1 more set. Again, sink into the knees, sweep the hips back, zip the core in, lift and lower. Up and down, 6 more. And 5. Last 4. Keep the core strong, keep the abdominals engaged as you lift the arms up. Last 3, 2, holding the last one, circle forward. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands back to the sides. Don't want you to crunch or kind of shrug your shoulders up to the ears, and then exhale, let them quickly down. Maybe hold your band a little shorter, shoulders up to the ears, and let that band just pull them down. 1 more time there, lift, and lower. Good, so now second set, we're gonna work into our triceps. So we turn the grip, so your palms face the back and your pinkies are out to the sides. Now wrap your hands around behind your back, bend your knees, sweep the hips to the back wall, pull your shoulder blades together, and lift your chin up. From there, we lift the arms straight behind you, and then just stop at the hips. Lift and lower, up and down. Get the core working. Reach that tailbone to the back wall. Stay there. 8, 7, 6. No bend in the elbows. Keep your collarbone nice and open. 3, 2. Hold the next one up. Pulse your hands together behind your back. Arms stay straight. We're going to do 3 sets of 8. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sink a little deeper into the knees. Lift the chest a little higher. 1 more set. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and freeze. Hold. Lift a little higher, and then swing your lower arms forward and back. So tricep extension. Elbows stay above and behind the line of your spine. Check your neck is nice and long. Your head is lifting. Working to the upper back as well as the triceps with your shoulder blades pulling together. Stay there for 8, 7. Keep the knees together. Keep the glutes working. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Just roll everything out. Drop your band and reach your right arm up to the ceiling. Bend that elbow. Pull your elbow in with your left arm, and then get your fingertips together behind your back. Keeping the neck nice and long. Dropping your ribs towards your hips, tucking your tailbone. And then switch the arms. So your left elbow pulls in, right arm grabs that elbow, and then reaches behind your back. Trying to get the bind, and then wrap those fingertips together, sinking the ribs down, lengthening through the top of the head. And breathe. Okay, just kind of shake your arms out for a moment. Pick up your band once again. We're going to hold the band behind you with your elbows into the sides of your ribcage. You're going to step your feet out wide and turn your toes out. Sit tall through the crown of the head, and we're going to breathe out. Bend the knees as you extend the arms. Try to wrap those knees around to the wall behind you. Breathe in, pull the elbows back in. Now feel free to adjust the tension of your band, down and up. Imagine you're balancing a book on top of your head. So you need to keep that chin up, need to keep the core strong, back is straight. Stay there for 4, go as low as you can. 3, 2, hold the last one down, tuck your tailbone slightly, relax the shoulders, little pulses. 8, 7, pulse the bands out, pulse the hips down. That's 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back to standing, deep breath in. Now we're going to drop back into our low squat, heel one, heel up, and then stretch your arms out. Breathe in, pull the elbows in, breathe out, stretch the arms, lift and lower. Think about lengthening, zip the core, the rib to hip connection, tailbone dropping towards the mat. Stay there for 3, collarbone open, 2, hold it down, pulse 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back up to standing. Now I want you to switch your band so it's in front of you. Hands shoulder width apart. We're going to drop into your squat. Lift the opposite foot. Stretch and lift. So we stretch the band as we come into that low squat, that wide squat. Knees again wrapping around to the wall behind you. Trapping over those toes. Toes turned out. Stay here for 4. And 3, 2, hold it down, pulse low. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now stay low, arms up overhead, both heels up. Breathe in, relax the band. Breathe out, stretch the band. Lift, try to stay balancing high on those toes. Stay there for 6, 5, exhale as you lower, inhale as you lift. Engage the core as you lower, as you exhale. Last 4, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Just freeze here. Heels a little higher, hips a little lower. Relax your shoulders. Hang there for 8, 7, 6, 5. Stretch that band. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stretch your legs, drop your heels, turn your toes forward, and then reach that band down to the floor. Drop the band. Take both hands to your right foot and bend your right knee. So we're stretching the inside of your left leg, and lift your right arm up to the ceiling. Turn the shoulders. Look up at that hand. And then take the hand back down. Walk your hands across to your left foot. Bend your left knee. Get that stretch to the inside of the right leg. Left arm up to the ceiling. And then back down. Walk your hands back to the middle. Turn your toes out, soften the knees, drop your head, and roll up like a rag doll. Roll your shoulders back and forwards. Good. Okay, we're going to come back down to the mat. If you need to, feel free to grab another quick sip of water. I want you to place your ball behind you now and pick up your ball, your band, fold it in 2, and hold it in front. Band should be just above your knees. Scoop the abdominals in, ribs to hips. We're going to press your lower back into the ball as you stretch the band. Inhale, lift. So it's a small movement. Down an inch, up an inch. Pressing that lower back into the ball. Zipping the abdominals in tight. Stay there for 4, 3, 2. Hold the last one. Really pressing that lower back into the ball. Towel, whatever you're using. Exhale, lift the arms. Inhale, lower them back down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. For 3 and 2. Now go 3/4 the way up. So the band's kind of reaching to where the wall meets the ceiling in front. And do little pulses, little pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands come back to the knees. Stretch out your back. Big inhale. And then exhale. Make sure that ball's still right behind you. Lower back, pressing into the ball, scooping the abdominals in. Lift the hands up. We're going to twist to the right. Hold at the center. Twist left. Hold at the center. No movement through the knees. Knees stay in line with the hips. Stay here for 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to speed it up. We go right, left, for 6 and 5. Lower back pressing into the mat, scooping belly button in. 4. Turning the shoulders as well as the band. Last 2 and 1 and back. Hands come back to the knees. Quick stretch. And then breathing out. Let's drop back into that ball. Turn to your left. Down an inch. Up an inch. Stretch and lift. Stay here. 6, 5. Drawing that belly button in. Fingertip into the belly button. Through the belly button into that ball. Last 2. Hold the last one. Breathe out. Lift the arms overhead. Inhale, lower them down. Stretch your band. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. 1 more. Holding 3/4 of the way. Just hang it for 4, 3, 2, 1. Quick lift. And then last set. We're rounding the spine back into that ball. Turning to the right. Down an inch. Up an inch. Quick glance at the knees. Make sure the knees are in line with your hips. Shoulders turning to that right corner of the room. Shoulders facing your band. Your band should be parallel to the floor. Last 3, 2, holding the last one 3 times. Arms up and down. Lift and lower. And with the last one, go 3/4 of the way up. Stretch that band. Just hold there for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands back to the knees. Stretch out your back. Good. Pop your ball to the side, and we're going to flip over onto your front. Good. I want you to use your band. Just kind of lay it out at the end of your mat. Your arms are at the corners of your mat. Your feet a little bit wider than your hips. And just zip the belly button up and away. Tilt the pelvis, tailbone reaching to the back wall, and then lift your chest and stretch the band. Lower the chest, drop the hands. Exhale, lift, stretch, and lower. Stay there for 4, 3. Look down at the mat. Keep the spine nice and long. Hold the last one up. 8 pulls. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now lower the chest down. Drop your band. You can actually push it out to the side. And take your feet a little wider. Now lift both arms, both legs up into a Superman pose. Stretch with the fingers, stretch the toes. Squeeze the glutes, narrow the waist, and add your flutter. Stay here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and freeze. Go a little longer, a little higher. One more set. 8, 7, 6, 5. Really squeeze the glutes. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Breathe in, drop everything down to the mat. As you breathe out, zip the core up and away again. Lift the pelvic floor. One more time, we're going to lift the arms and legs up, but we reach out to the sides like you're doing a jumping jack on your front. Chest up, head up, squeeze the glutes. Just reach out wide to center. Stay there for 6, 5, forcing get everything a little higher. Zip the core to support that lower back. Last 2, and 1. Back down. Hands come along your sides. Feet stay stuck to the mat. We're going to lift the chest, rotate the pinkies up to the ceiling, pinch the shoulder blades together. Inhale down, zip the core a little tighter. Pubic bone heavy on the mat. Lift and lower. Last 2. And down. And 1. As the chest comes down, I want you to walk your heels together. So your ankles, your heels are touching, inner thighs zip together. We're going to lace the fingers behind the back. Lift your arms, lift the legs, reach the hands down the backs of the legs. And then inhale, lower down. Exhale, lift, hands together, heels together, stretch, reaching the hands down the backs of the legs. And lower. Last one, chest up, hands together, heels together, inner thighs squeezing. And then drop it down. Now find your ball. And place the ball at the end of your mat. Place your hands on top of your ball. Step your feet slightly apart so they're in line with your hips. And then lift your chest, press into the ball, roll the ball in as you lift the chest high, and roll the ball away as you drop the chest low. Lift and lower. For 3 and 2. Last one, lift, hold, and roll in a little further, hold, look up to the ceiling, and then lower back down. Now I want you to pick that ball up and pass it behind your back. Keep the chest up, keep the feet down, pass it in front of you. Now push everything out of the way, pass behind, pass in front, keep the core strong, try to tilt the pelvis, tailbone reaching to the back wall. Save it for 2 and 1. Hold the ball behind you, lift a little higher. Now reverse your passing from the right hand to the left and back for 4, 3, last 2, chest stays high, and 1. Finish with the ball in front of you and drop your chest down. Now, knees at the edge of the mat, heels together. We're going to relax your upper body and lift your knees up off the mat, heels squeezing tight together. Stay here for 8, 7, 6, 5, last 4, shoulders in the upper body, relax, 3, 2, hold the last one, squeeze the heels tight, lift the knees even higher, and then drop your knees back down, hands under your shoulders, and sit back onto your heels. Stretch your arms. Now come forward, toes touching behind the back, knees wide, and really drop your hips forward, almost like somebody's pushing them from behind. Turn your fingertips in and drop your chest down to your hands, down to your mat. Exhale, press the mat away. Elbows go out to the sides of the room. Lead with your chest. Your head is looking off the end of the mat. That head comes up, shoulders are down. Stay here for 4 and 3. Make sure you take those hips with you. Last 2 and 1. Fully extend the arms, slide the shoulders, zip the core, tilt the pelvis. We're going to go a little lower, hold. An inch lower, hold as low as you can, holding for 4, 3, 2, 1. Straighten out the arms, slide the shoulders down, tilt the pelvis again, and go halfway down and hold. A little lower, hold, holding as low as you can for 4, 3, 2, 1. Stretch the arms out, inhale. 2 more like that, 3 clicks, halfway down, hold, head up, chest leading the way, lift or drop a little lower, as low as you can, hold for 3, 2, 1. Straighten out the arms. Check the shoulders are down, hips are forward. Last set, halfway down for hold. 1 inch lower to hold, as low as you can, holding for 4, 3, 2, and 1 until you feel that quiver through the arms, and then sit back onto your heels. Okay, come up to all fours. Take your right hand, thread it through your body, slide that arm across the mat, left arm up to the ceiling, breathe into the rib cage, expanding the ribs like an umbrella. As you close that umbrella down, we drop the left hand and reverse the twist of the spine, reaching the right arm up to the ceiling. And down. Left arm slides through the body, slide it all the way across the mat, hips above your knees. Inhale, big expanding breath. Exhale, right hand comes up to the ceiling. And we drop the right hand down. Left arm comes back through the body, fingertips up. And then to all fours, tuck your left foot under your body, turn the knee out to the edge of your mat, so it's outside of that left wrist, and slide your right leg back, look up, open the shoulders, and then just drop down to your elbows, down to your chest. Just really inch your straight leg back, like somebody's dragging you back by that right leg. And then lift your chest, uncross the left leg. Tuck that right foot under the body, right knee turns out to the right edge of your mat, outside of the right arm. Slide the left leg back, look up. And then just hang, just droop over that knee. Making sure you don't feel any pain. There should be no pain in the knee. You should feel a stretch through the hip and the outside of that leg. Good. Lift your hands. Just roll yourself out of that stretch. I'm going to flip onto your back. Lift your right leg up. Hold the back of the right leg. Flex and point the foot. Flex and point. Flex and point and hold. Now hold the leg in your right hand. Drop the leg out to the side. Left hand. Hold your left hip down. And again, just flex the foot and pull that leg in towards your shoulder. And cross the leg over your body, switch hands on the leg. Right arm reaches out, right hip stays down, and we're gonna circle your foot. Reverse your circles, see how straight you can get that leg, knee locked out. Finish with a flex foot, press that heel away, and then come back to the center, pull it in one more time, and then switch your legs. Left leg up, flex and point, sink the shoulders down, keep the head down. That's 2 and 1. Point the toe, leg goes out to the side for your inner thigh. Right hand holds the right hip down. And then flex the foot, come back through the midline, switch hands on the leg, keep your left hip anchored down to the mat, left arm reaching out to the side while circle your foot. Feeling those little tweaks through the outside of the leg, maybe some little nerves working. Then flex the foot, pull the leg in, kick the heel away, and come back to your starting point. Hug your knees into your chest. Lift your head, throw yourself into a tight little ball, roll yourself up. Cross your feet and spin yourself around. Hands under your shoulders. I want you to hover your knees up 1 inch up off the mat. Really scoop and hollow the abdominals. Big pelvic floor lift. And then lift all the way up into your downward dog. Press your heels into the mat. Lift your tailbone up to the ceiling. And walk your hands back towards your feet. Bend the knees around the spine. And roll yourself all the way up. Shoulders and head coming up last. Shoulders away from the ears. Arms up. Float up into your balance, narrowing the waist, relaxing the neck, and then reach your arms out to the side as you drop your heels and just swing everything out. Great, well done. Worked it all out, stretched it all out. Hope you enjoyed that. We'll see you later today or tomorrow. We've got a 1 p.m. session, so just check back in. The full schedule is on Instagram and Facebook. See you.